2. And you're given this, and that may be all they give you. Now they're giving them names. So that's point D, that's point D, and that's point C. So in this case, we're given that the measure of angle D is equal to 106 degrees, and I'm going to write that on my picture. That's why I like to have my picture printed out. So 106 degrees there, and we want to know the measure of angle C, and we want to know the measure of angle E. And I write them like this because this is the way the classwork sets it up. They do blanks, and you can just put, the answers on your slip. Think about what you're given. If you're given that it's an isosceles triangle, down there on the isosceles triangle, and this is one we tend to forget. I don't know, there's just some rules, and we use this one. It's kind of like vertical angles. We use them all the time, but we forget about them. In this case, it says, if you've got an isosceles triangle, look, there's your base, see, there's your legs, then the base angles, and I'm going to put 2 arcs on them this time, are always congruent. So I know angle E is congruent to angle C. We're like, oh yeah, they're going to be equal. Now, how in the world could I get those 2 angles? What do all 3 of them add up to? 180. So I know, and I'm just going to do it by arithmetic. What if I did 180 minus 106? And that's going to leave me 74 degrees. Now, is that my answer for each one of those? No, that's the sum of those 2. And if they're the same, how would I get what each one of them is? Divide by 2. And I believe it's 37, isn't it? And you can check your work. Is 37 plus 106 180 degrees? And it is. That's an arithmetic one. Now let's do an algebra one. We're going to use the classic isosceles triangle, this is called the center finder. I think I've told you that. So we're going to go right above it, and we're going to use that one. I'm not sure they're going to mark anything in the picture. And actually, I'm not sure they even give you a picture to start with. So we're going to do this. We're just going to draw that one, and we're going to put that we're given triangle RST. Okay? Don't know where the letters go. I'm given that segment RT I think you're given this. Let's do that. Segment RT is congruent to segment ST. And we're given that the measure of angle R is equal to 9x plus 2. And we're given that the measure of angle S, make sure that looks like an S, not a 5, is 13x minus 18. And they want to know they want to know a bunch of stuff. They want to know what X is. They want to know what the measure of angle R is. They want to know the measure of angle S. And they want to know the measure of angle T. Congruent too. I didn't put my congruent there. If the triangle is RST, and that's what I'm given, let me just do this. Where does T have to be? If RT and ST are congruent, it has to be the point at the top, the vertex angle. See, that's called the vertex angle. Then R and T are at the bottom. We know they're congruent because the angles across from congruent sides are congruent. So it won't matter which one we call. I'll call that one R and this one S. So R's angle, we're not doing sides, we're only doing angles, is 9x plus 2. And S's angle is 13x minus 18. Well, the rule says that the base angles of an isosceles triangle are congruent. That's what we wrote over there at the bottom. So I know 9x plus 2 is equal to 13x minus 18. I'm going to do the algebra pretty quick. Subtract the 9x, add the 18. Am I on screen? Yeah. And x is 5. Now this is a good question. if these are the same, then I can put 5 here, or I can put 5 here. Now you got a calculator, but if I'm on the ACT, I'm gonna try to do it as quick as I can. Which two of those looks the easiest? R or S? I think R does, because what's 9 times 5? And I'm gonna write that on your paper so you know where it came from. It's 47 degrees. So do I have to plug in 5 here to get S? Are these the same? Yes. So S is 47. And then how would I get T? It adds, now be careful. 3 angles of a triangle add up to 180. So I'm going to write, like, this is what I would type on my calculator. 180 minus 47 minus 47. That's probably the quickest. 86 degrees? Is that right? Where am I filling in my blank? But actually, they put up here 17x plus 1. I didn't even see that. But I didn't need it, because once I put the 5 in, it does give me the 86, but I didn't even need that.